Black and Right continues on AM 560. Once again, here's John Anthony.
Welcome back to Black and Right on AM 560 The Answer. I'm your host, John Anthony, live in studio. I'm cool, I'm calm, I'm relaxed now. We were talking about Cabernet and all that good stuff with T. Berkeley Wines. What a pivot, right? Talking about wine, then we're going to be talking with the sheriff.
I missed the fun part.
Well, last week, if you listened to the show, at the end of the show, I was talking with James Mendrick, who had called in because we were talking about the police bill that had just passed. And I felt like we rushed the conversation. I feel like I didn't give him enough time to really expound on some of the things. So, Sheriff Mendrick, welcome to the studio.
Thank you so much for having me. This is great.
Thank you so much. So, we talked about last week about the bill that was passed. I think it could have been worse. I think if they would have kept qualified immunity in there. I don't like that now individuals can file complaints without having to, without the affidavit aspect, without having to, for perjury.
There'll be a lot of money in lawsuits coming down the pipe.
I think you are, because you and I both know, as I told you during the break, I served as a sheriff's deputy. And it's so easy to, basically complain about anything with an officer or a deputy. What are your thoughts about that bill, and how do we make it better?
Well, for me, it's kind of a hard thing to deal with because I've been elected now for a little over 2 years. In 2 years, I don't have one use of force complaint from a citizen on anybody. So you're looking at a complaintless agency. And we're also the second biggest county in the state. We're almost 1 million people. We're second only to Cook. This sounds like it's more of a problem for Cook County and Chicago, but the broad brush is coming out. We're all being painted with it.
Correct.
And, the problem is also, we have another big number is that throughout all of 2020, we managed to have zero COVID in our correctional facility.
Wait. No complaints, no COVID. What are you doing over there?
A lot of stressing and worrying. Like I said in the break, my hair's white. It was brown a year ago. I feel like this was a dog year with COVID. It was like 7 years all at once.
And you have a great undersheriff. And Undersheriff Moore.
Edmund Moore is
he's amazing. I mean, just a great guy. But how can that be replicated throughout the rest of the Illinois?
Well, that's exactly why I'm sitting here. The House bill. See, the problem is like with the cash bond and pretty much a catch and release scenario for a lot of crimes, even burglary and stuff like that. The problem is 80% of the people who come into our correctional facility who've been arrested are on some substance, either alcohol or heroin is obviously really big. LSD's coming back, cocaine, crack, all that stuff is all rising big time. At a point during COVID, we're at 400% just in overdoses. So when you're looking at the addiction rate, 80% come in addicted. So what we do is right off the bat, we do a detox. We do medicated assisted treatment, detox, drug recovery programs. Half of the people who are addicted are self-medicating for mental health issues.
Yeah.
And once we can peel off the addiction, because the addiction disguises the mental health issue.
It does.
So we peel off the addiction, then we start psychological therapies and treatments and all that kind of stuff. We have a full cadre of that. We have all vocations, all denominations, Muslim, Christian, Baptist, the whole deal, because religion and family is what we use to tie people to their family of reforming. So we also do like a child book story program where, a kid could come in, pick a child's book, the incarcerated person, then reads it on video. We give the book and the video to the family so they have that familial bond. And then for Christmas, all the kids that participated in that, there were donations made and we bought presents, and then the incarcerated parents wrapped them. Then we delivered them to 51 children who were part of this program. That keeps people wanting to improve themselves within a correctional facility. Then after that, we offer anger management, violence management. We do vocational training. So
If you're just joining us, we're talking with DuPage County Sheriff James Mendrick. Go ahead.
Thank you. And then the vocations have turned out to be a really big thing for us. It turned out to be the answer to COVID. We started vocation training 6 months before COVID came, And then we changed our sanitation crews into COVID contagion control teams. I'll take the Pepsi challenge against anybody. I got the cleanest jail in this nation. I mean, it shines.
Cotton swab. I don't know.
Well, think about this too. So in the beginning, I'm a germaphobe.
Yeah.
It is what it is. So back in January, I was stressing over seeing this happening overseas. So we had our HVAC ventilation system within the correctional facility also modified to way beyond its normal capacity, so I have no particulate matter in the air. So clean air, clean jail, and I also have a vacant fourth floor that anybody new to the environment, even if they're not sick, goes for 15 days observation, then in the population. So that's how we've managed COVID.
System. There's a system
right.
in place.
So the sanitation is just one of our vocations. We're doing welding. We have some other things coming, and all these things are what we do with people instead of letting them go, because if you let them go, it's most likely they're going to be recidivists.
Right. We're gonna be talking more with. I was going to call you Deputy Sheriff, Sheriff James.
That's where I started.
Sheriff James Mendrick from Dupage County. But I'm so grateful that you decided to come into the studio, because it's such a greater experience when you come to the studio. And when we come back, I want to know, and I'm sure Nick has some questions, but I want to know, how are you getting this out? Because you're doing so much that I had no idea DuPage County was doing. When we come back from the break, I want you to go more into how are you getting the message out of what DuPage County Sheriff's is doing. You're listening to Black and White on AM 560 The Answer. I'm John Anthony. We'll be right back.
Tell me why Relief Factor is so successful in lowering or eliminating pain. I'm often asked that question. Pete and Seth Talbot, the father and son founders of Relief Factor, tell me they believe our bodies were designed to heal. That's right, designed to heal. And now I agree. The doctors who formulated Relief Factor for Pete and Seth selected the 4 best ingredients, 100% drug-free ingredients that each help your body deal with inflammation. That's correct. Each of the 4 ingredients deal with inflammation on a different metabolic pathway. That right there, approaching your pain from 4 different angles, may very well be why so many Americans find such wonderful pain relief. If you have back pain, shoulder, neck, hip, knee, or foot pain from exercise or even just getting older, you must order the 3-week Quick Start now. Discounted to only $19.95 to see if it will work for you too. I think it could. Give your body what it needs to heal itself. Go to ReliefFactor.com, call 800-500-8384, ReliefFactor.com.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard makes it possible for me to be more for the community I call home. My training helps me at work when I lead by example. My service in the Army National Guard allows me to keep my community and those I care about safe from threats. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time close to home by visiting NationalGuard.com.
Sponsored by the Illinois Army National Guard, aired by the Illinois Broadcasters Association and this station.
Navigating the world of insurance can be confusing. What's the right strategy for you and your family? Searching and finding all the correct information can be overwhelming. You need one place to turn to and a trusted voice to clear it all up for you. Join Steve Lisowitz on The Insurance Guy as he discusses all your insurance options and answers your questions at 312-642-5600. You've got The Insurance Guy this Saturday morning at 8. Sponsored by SVL Insurance Group on AM 560. The Answer.
I'm Dr. Baker, an ER physician. If you're having leg pain, swelling, or redness, but haven't talked to your doctor yet, don't wait. This could be deep vein thrombosis, a blood clot which could travel to your lungs and lead to a pulmonary embolism, which could cause chest pain or discomfort or difficulty breathing and be deadly. Your symptoms could mean something serious, so don't wait. Talk to a doctor right away, by phone, online, or in person.
Brought to you by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
I like a bed that's really firm.
I need something a little softer than that.
Rest easy. With the Sleep Number 360 smart bed, you can both adjust your comfort with your Sleep Number setting.
Can it really help me fall asleep faster?
Yes, by gently warming your feet.
Okay, but can it help keep us asleep?
It senses your movements and automatically adjusts to keep you effortlessly comfortable. Sleep Number, proven quality sleep is life-changing sleep. Save $1,000 on the Sleep Number 360 Special Edition smart bed. Queen now $17.99, plus special financing. Ends Monday. To learn more, go to sleepnumber.com. Special financing subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details.
It's the show the mainstream media doesn't want you to know about. It's Black and Right with John Anthony on AM 560. The Answer.
Welcome back to Black and Right on AM 560 The Answer. I'm your host, John Anthony, live in studio with the president of Matrix Home Solutions, Nick Richmond.
Hey.
Are you having fun, man? You still
I'm
having
having
fun?
a great time. I saw the sheriff coming. I wasn't sure what we did. It made me a little nervous, but I'm feeling more comfortable.
Say, why? Wait, why is the cop here?
I'm from Flint, Michigan, so, every now and then I see an officer, and I think maybe I should start running.
But before the break, we were talking with DuPage County Sheriff James Mendrick. You guys are going way above and beyond what a sheriff or sheriff's department, I don't know if you guys say department or office. Yeah, my former sheriff Randy used to say, we're an office, we're not a department.
Yep. That's true.
You guys are going way above and beyond what a normal sheriff's office would do, because most of the time it's just, you enforce the law, you lock people up, you detain them for court. Then you also have the court side where you have to run the court side. How are you getting out what you're doing to the masses? Because to me, it sounds like what you're doing, and Ron Hain is another one over in Kane
Good friend
County.
of mine. I trained him. I was his field training officer 24 years ago.
Sheriff Hain's another one who's doing
great
it.
guy.
Yeah,
great
he really is. Bob Berlin.
Bob Berlin is, I couldn't do my job without Bob Berlin. He's the best prosecutor I've ever worked with. But this reform bill will affect him quite a bit, because where Bob Berlin's hard work always was a deterrent for criminals to come out here, this reform bill will stop a lot of that. We're already at 35% of our jail population is from Cook County.
Wow.
And that dynamic has started last year really heavy. I think this reform bill would make that much worse. And also, we even go as far to give 3 full suits to people who finish our vocational programs and get them jobs and all that kind of stuff. So you're telling me 80% of them are addicted, and it's better to say, just we're going to arrest you, process you. You're still going to come back for a court date and have a penalty, but now just go back onto the streets where you're most likely going to go back into those same people, do the same things, addictions, and then you're going to make bad choices, bad behavior again, and probably have different charges to go with you by the time you get to court. When instead, you're talking about poverty, right? So if you don't have a lot of money, you don't have insurance probably, you don't have a lot of means to get to vocational training or anger management. So you're getting all those services that you can't get anywhere else, and we're developing, reforming people. What I think would be the rule, what they should do with this House bill, is say, you still have cash bond if you don't do all of these things that we're doing. If you do these reformative efforts, then you can keep your cash bond, because then it keeps them into an environment where they're being treated. And what they're doing to us is going to turn us into a punitive institution. That's where I moved away from. I didn't want to be a punitive institution where just mushrooming people and they come out the same or worse when they get out. Mm-hmm. We are doing so much. And I have letters from at least 50 people who are incarcerated that say things like, I'd be dead right now from an overdose if I didn't get arrested and was not in your custody.
Wow.
You changed my way of thinking. This program for men and women turns their lives around, become citizens. I mean, these are all people who are incarcerated. These aren't bad people. They're good people who made a bad choice. We were able to take these people and make them successful again. Yeah. And that's really what anybody who did that House bill, you're telling me that they wouldn't believe in the ideology of what we're doing and that this system isn't a better fix. That's why I wish we would have been brought to the table. If I could have input this and had this in that House bill, this could have been a powerful bill that would have had really meaningful reform.
Yeah. No, Sheriff, it's amazing what you're doing. This is the first I've heard of this. And I love it. It's right up my alley. I think it's important that we do a deep dive to help people and not just, throw them back into the wolves, because at the end of the day, it's only going to compound itself and get worse and worse. I'm from Flint, Michigan. I saw a lot of nasty things there. People were mistreated. There's no doubt about it, but what you're doing is amazing. What's the success rate? How many people, how often are you seeing people coming back versus,
That's the whole thing, is that all these people who wrote these letters, I've got just tons of, it's amazing. Those are all people who are now employed. Employment's a really big thing. And we also do a thing called reentry, where we have a reentry specialist that follows people outside the jail after they leave.
Wow.
Make sure the home environment is going to be good. Don't have beer in the fridge. Maybe, who's there? Are the same people that they were doing heroin with still there? If the home can't be made safe, we try to find alternate housing for them, because that's very important. Again, it's just like the catch and release. You don't throw them back to the wolves and just say, good luck.
Yeah.
You have to make sure they're still going to AA and the Drugs Anonymous and all that kind of stuff. I mean, you really have to stay engaged with people. We also do medicated assisted treatment like Vivitrol, where it's a shot. It's a suspended solution. So a month after you leave the jail, heroin can't get you high. It covers the receptor. And then we do 2 follow-ups.
What
over
don't
the
you
3
do?
months. This is my. I really am in this. I'm really into the mental health industry too. My wife is a psychiatric services nurse. I have a child with autism, so I don't think until you have a developmental disorder or something like that come into your home, you a lot of times you can't understand what families are challenged with. Everything from addictions to mental health to people who won't act the way you would expect them to, and you have to look at alternative approaches.
So that's one of the reasons why when I was in the General Assembly, I really got behind the criminal justice reform movement, because what you said earlier, sometimes people just have a bad day, and I used look, I can say it now because I'm not there anymore, but there were times when I could have arrested somebody, and I looked at them and I realized that if I arrested this person, I would destroy this person's life.
Great point.
And I didn't arrest them. I had DUIs. People I could have arrested for DUIs. And you know what? To this day, I have this same person will come anytime I see this person. They look at me and they almost get to tears because they realize I could have ruined their life, but I didn't.
Right.
And I think I love that type of policing where the sheriff and the undersheriff. I get it. Not somebody that wants to commit some egregious crime. No.
Right.
But give those officers that discretion to make some of those decisions. I think we'd have better policing.
I agree. And, a big portion of what we do is we're the lead of trainers in de-escalation.
Wow. We're talking with Dupage Sheriff James Mendrick. I'm going to hold you for this last segment.
Great.
I'm sorry.
Happy to be here.
Sorry.
I'm very happy to be here.
You're great, man. You listen to Black and Right. John Anthony. We'll be right back.
Balance of Nature's fruits and vegetables in a capsule. Changing the world, one life at a time.
Being a truck driver, I don't always eat right, and it kind of balances out my natural body mechanisms and gives me a lot of energy. And I just recently went to the doctor to do a bunch of tests, and what was amazing, just like other people have said in your advertisements, is the first question was, what are you doing? I've never seen such good blood work. You are perfect. And so I told her this Balance of Nature. And I said, you really need to look it up because it works. So my checkup was excellent. So I'm just thrilled. I am really happy.
Right now, Balance of Nature is offering free shipping and 35% off on any new preferred order. Call 1-800-2468-751 or go to balanceofnature.com and use discount code Chicago.
Would you get on an airplane if you knew it had a 50% chance of crashing? You may be riding that plane right now. If you have your money in a 401k or IRA and you plan to take out the recommended percentage each year when you retire, your chance of running out of money is 50%. 50%. But there's a better and safer way to secure your income in retirement. Discover how in a free book called Rescue Your Retirement. This wealth building strategy has never had a losing year in more than a century. In fact, even the man who invented the 401k now prefers this method instead. Get Rescue Your Retirement free for just a small shipping charge and enjoy a safe landing and a comfortable retirement. Get this free book and make sure you don't run out of money. Hurry, this offer is extremely limited. To get your free copy, just go to growwealthsafely.com. That's growwealthsafely.com to discover how to rescue your retirement. growwealthsafely.com.
And now, more Black and Right with John Anthony on AM 560, The Answer.
Welcome back to Black and Right on AM 560, The Answer. I'm your host, John Anthony, live in the studio with the president of Matrix Home Solutions, Nick Richmond, and DuPage County Sheriff James Mendrick. You're such a breath of fresh air in policing, criminal justice reform, because you get it, you live through it, and you come from a time probably policing where you shouldn't believe what you're believing right now.
25 years ago, I started on Midnight Patrol. I've been with the same agency. I've done every job there. And yeah, it's been a big change. I got to stress having, some of these things affect my family personally has changed my mind. When I was an early rookie, I probably didn't think the same way. I was more lock them up.
Yeah.
But things in your life change you. Mm-hmm. And, 4 years ago, we started de-escalation training. It's videotaped. Method actors come in. It's reviewed. We measure decibel levels, flexion, the gestures. Are you clenching your hands?
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Has anybody from the Illinois Legislative Black Caucus come to any of that meeting or seen that?
No, and I would love to have somebody there from.
Come on, LG.
That would be wonderful. I would love to show everybody. See, we're so proud of what we do because we're doing a good job. We've trained almost 750 officers in the last 4 years in de-escalation. We're the trainers at Dupage County Sheriff's Office.
Yeah. If there's anybody that's listening from the governor's office in Illinois Legislative Black Caucus, please reach out to Sheriff James Mendrick from Dupage. Now, I want to talk about. I want to shift it a bit. Chicago, 100. I think you gave me a new number.
Yeah, I've been told since the beginning of the year, first year, it's around 166 carjackings, and they average about 6 carjackings per day. It's becoming an epidemic.
And it's now pushing its way out towards DuPage, Kendall, and Kane County and those areas now because why? And what do we do with it?
So, I'll be honest with you. Again, I have to go back to this bill that even though it's not in effect yet, once people like those words, was it dog whistle? That is a dog whistle for criminals saying that, guess what? You're not going to get in trouble.
It rings the bell.
And then you're going to have more of that. We have 35% of our people in our correctional facility now are from Cook County. Naperville and Elmhurst have just recently had carjackings at like 10 a.m. and noon. So you get people going to church. You're going to get that type of people. So, people have to be very cognizant that it's changing. A lot of this talk and, the more this is publicized that this bill is going to let people off, the more people are just going to assume that, hey, even if I do something now, by the time I get prosecuted for it, that all the rules are going to be different anyway, so I'm not going to really get in any trouble. And we're starting to see a spike in crime because of that.
Wow.
I noticed a lot of, at least from my view, casing, even right in Arlington Heights where I live, a lot of individuals going door to door, soliciting with no permit, with no identification.
Yeah, that's a good way to case.
And I'm from Flint, so obviously I can smell that a mile away. But they're around the corner watching people's patterns and their habits, and that's when they strike. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, and to go back to what we were talking about earlier, so in scenario A, we'd catch that carjacker, process them, and then release them under the new bill. Or scenario B, our scenario, arrested. Now you're going in. If you're on dope, we're going to find that out. We're going to detox you. Then we're going to start that whole other cadre all the way from beginning to end. So you take the carjackers who were a threat and are going to do recidivism. Now you're fixing them and you're removing the threats.
Sheriff, I'm telling you, I really hope someone from the governor's office or someone from the either Chicago Black Caucus or the Illinois Legislative Black Caucus reaches out to you because we got 30 seconds, but you are doing what they want to see, and they don't realize it, I believe.
If we were all in the room and weren't talking politics, we would all agree on the reformative model that we're doing. There's no way you could say that we're not doing the right thing when there's so much feedback from the people that are actually being fixed and they're back with their families, they're working.
Yeah. There you have it. DuPage County Sheriff James Mendrick, thank you so much for coming back in. I'm glad I did because I think you were able to explain this in a way that most probably can't. Nick Richmond, president of Matrix Home Solutions, thanks for joining me in studio. I want to thank Ryan Rhodes and all of the other guests. T. Berkeley Wines, go out and solicit.
Should have missed that part.
You missed it. Hey, guys, we'll see you next week. John Anthony, Black and Right, I'm out.